streaming, I decided that I was going to play through all of the Final Fantasy games. There was something about them, and when we first got a PlayStation way back in, I think it was like 1998 or 1999, they were some of the first games I ever played. My older brother bought Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII, and I fell in love with them from there. Now, streaming them didn't go so well. I think I got to Final Fantasy III before I sort of gave up. And with the shift into YouTube and making videos for YouTube and stuff, I now want to attempt to go through them all again. I'm going 1 through to 16 with some sequels involved, and I'm saving 14 until last, and I won't be playing 11. So we will be playing things like Final Fantasy IV, The After Years. Final Fantasy X-2 will make an appearance. I don't have any of the prequels or sequels for the original Final Fantasy VII, so they won't appear. But Final Fantasy XI definitely won't appear, and Final Fantasy XIV will go last because it is online, and I will end up spending quite a good amount of time on that one. We are going to be starting with the original Final Fantasy I, and I am playing the Pixel Remaster versions of 1 through 6. So let's begin with that. Hello! I'm here to play Final Fantasy I. I have played this a few times before. I've had a couple of finished games, I think. Maybe if I check this, I've got 2. One right at the start, 1 completed game. Cool, lovely. We are starting a new game today. I will be using guides for all of these because I do not know where anything is, and I do love a good as much percentage complete as I can. So we're going to be going through with that. I am going to change you to a monk, and I think that we've got that. Well, we have to name all of our characters, and I named people very specifically. So we've got Wall, which is short for Warrior of Light. We have got... there are multiple white mages going on in here. I'm going to name her Garnet this time. And then black mage is always Vivi. These are people we will see later. Monk, is going to be Joseph. But there are multiple of all sorts of classes going on in these games. We will meet them later. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travellers did at last appear. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Well, there we have it. Game begins. Let me just... There we go. Right, let's get back onto that. So, this is the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy 1. And Final Fantasy 1 is a bit of a weird one because you start with absolutely nothing. If I go into our menu, I've got no items. Nobody has any magic. And we have very basic equipment going on for absolutely everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to move into Cornelia, where I can buy magic first, because I'm going to need that. Magic is at the top. So what we're going to do is we are going to get Cure, we are going to get Deer, and we are going to get Protect. Very important. And then we're going to go next door into the Black Magic shop. And we are going to buy Fire and Thunder. I will come back and get a third spell for Vivi, but right now we don't need to worry too much. And then we're going to buy 2 leather armors. No. Sell one of them. Give him the chainmail and him the leather armor. And then we'll go next door to the weapons shop. To buy a nunchaku, a rapier and a hammer. And then we sell everything else. And then I want to grab a couple of potions, because they will be important. I can only buy 2, so that's great. And from here, we need to speak to the king. Welcome, travellers. I am told you carry crystals. Is this true? It's just as Liu Kang's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Crystal bearers, there is a task I would ask of you. Will you rescue my daughter Sarah? Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. I have heard that you wish to journey to the continent to our north. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. If you can rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a token of my gratitude. Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me. Oh, jeez. We're going to spend a bit of time in the world map for a second, because we need to get a couple of levels going for everybody, because we're only level 1, and we want some levels, we want some money, and the more levels and money we have, the easier things are going to be. We are just going to set attack up for everyone, and we're just going to keep hitting stuff. I have got auto battle on, which is something that you have in the Pixel Remaster. If you're playing any other version of this game, probably not going to have auto battle, as far as I know. I could be wrong. And all we want to do is just get a couple of levels. There we go, everyone's leveled up. The issue that we're going to have right at the start here is money. Money is going to be a problem. Because everything costs money. Resting, if I need to revive anybody, that costs money. So really, every time I come back to the town, move out of the way, I want to come into the item shop here. And I want to buy as many potions as I can. I can buy ethers, which restore MP. I can also buy Phoenix Down, which does revive KO'd allies, but they are quite expensive, so they're not something that I'm going to be looking at just yet. It's entirely possible that I may come into some money later that will help me with those, or I might find some. But for now, we just have to be careful of getting murdered, really. The problem that I have with Final Fantasy 1 is that it's very reliant on money. Money is really difficult to come by, and to upgrade properly you need a good amount of money. So there's going to be a lot of moments, I think, in this first one where I'm just going to be fighting a lot just to get money. So there may be a few cutaways while I do just that. I don't really know how it's going to work in terms of that. I'm just going to play it by ear, I think. I think I'm just going to play it by ear, see what happens, because the problem that I'm going to have is that I don't know how long the episodes, at least for Final Fantasy 1, are going to be. And Final Fantasy 2 might be a bit worse in terms of that, because that one is quite grindy. But this one, my issue is going to be money. So there'll be a lot of moments where I'm just grinding for cash. Grinding for cash, grinding to earn items, you know. Like, at the moment, I've got 171 money. And we need to drop back down to Cornelia, because I want to get some more potions before we go in there. But I also have to be really careful of HP. And every time we level up, our spell slots grow. So I'll have to go and use it in. Because if we look at Garnet, she's already got 2 level 2 spell slots. Not that she can use them, but it's not the point. And Vivi has 2 level 2 spell slots as well. And they will just keep earning spell slots as they level. I don't really understand the leveling system in Final Fantasy 1, but this is how it was originally. And I don't know if it's the same in 3. It's been a while since I've played 3. And I have to decide whether I'm going to play the Pixel Remaster or the 3D version. I might just play both and play 3, like the 3D version of 3 later. I think I've grinded just enough. I said I wanted to get more potions, but I lied. I'm not going to get more potions now, I don't think. Oh, we'll see how this fight goes first, actually. Because we want to go into the Chaos Shrine. And right away, straight through this door to Garland. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine. Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down. Okay, we have to really... I say we have to really think about this, but we don't as much. Not in a... Not in a way that's going to affect how I fight at all. We are going to remain on the offensive though. Because realistically, never mind, I was going to say realistically we want to take him down as quickly as we can, but that's already done. Vivi took the final shot, Garland is down. And we've leveled up again. And as you can see, people's health is moving at a different rate depending on where they're at and what class they are. You've come to rescue me? I am Sarah, Princess of... I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Words could never be enough to thank you. That's the first time anyone's ever defeated Garland. You must allow me to show my gratitude. Please accompany me to Castle Cornelia. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the warriors of light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety. Ahem. If I may, when darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now, I hear that a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. I will have the bridge to the north rebuilt, as I promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring light to the 4 crystals, and to the world. Before we leave, we're going to speak to Sarah. This loot has been entrusted to the princesses of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this loot as well. I want you to have it. It may aid you on your journey. It may seem weird that we have a random loot now, but it will make sense later. We're going to see the bridge get rebuilt. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? The 4 warriors of light are here. They're here in Cornelia. Oh, I've got 500 gil. So we're gonna... we're going to use the inn. Get a couple of potions. Because I don't want to spend all of my money right away. Just on getting potions. So we'll get a couple of potions. And a couple of antidotes. Because poison is horrible. And we're going back to the Chaos Shrine, which means that there might be some enemies that do poison us. But we're going to head on over to the Chaos Shrine because there are some chests that I missed over in the Chaos Shrine that are quite important. So we're going to head on over there. And there are only 2 rooms that I have access to at the moment. I need a magic key to be able to unlock the rest of them. We are just going to try and kill everything with brute force at the moment. Because again, I've only got spell slots. I do have 4 level 1 spell slots, but they go quite quickly. So we're not going to be spending too much time throwing spells out. Unless it's an important fight. Which is why I needed to buy all those potions. 1 tent and 1 potion. There we go. That's that done. And we're out. Woo woo. Enemy encounter rates are not as bad as I remember them being. I remember it being absolutely awful. But this is actually giving me a good amount of money, a good amount of experience. And I'm able to run backwards and forwards between places. And we're currently level 5. Which I think is a good place to be at this section of the game. We're right at the beginning, obviously. It's not anywhere new. But let's grab another couple of potions, another couple of antidotes. We've got 387 gil at the moment, which is the currency. And from here, we're going to go to the bridge. We have the only cutscene, I think, in Final Fantasy 1. It's unskippable and things move up the screen. And so their quest began. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brilliantly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. It is very much Star Wars, with the scrolling of the words up the screen. And I can't skip this. I have to wait for it all to go all the way up to the top of the screen. And there we have it. We're on the continent. Oh, well, I say we're on the continent to the north, but we're not really. If we look at the map, it's not... We've not all really gone all that far. But again, we're going to continue brute forcing everything. There are a couple of enemies up here that may cause us a bit of an issue. But we want to continue going north. I don't think that we're going to have that many issues at the moment. Looking at the enemies that are available, we're going to go into this cave here. It's called Matoya's Cave. And these brooms, frontwards, backwards, any way you see, such a strange spell to swish, swisheree. And then, Eno, Ludna, Leknak, swish, swisheroo. But it did just talk about things being backwards. So, cancel and loan. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Thump. Out! My eye! My eye! Thump. Ouch! I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Who could have stolen it from me? Ah, wait. I can switch who I look like. I forgot about that. Let's ransack Matoya's house. For 2 more potions and an antidote, let's talk to Matoya. Okay, she's not actually going to talk to us about anything, but we do now have our first side quest, which is getting Matoya's crystal eye back. We can't go back to Cornelia because they obviously don't have it. Oh, here we go. These are some of the enemies that were going to cause me trouble. But on top of that, they do give a boatload of money if they don't run away. Like, that was 195 gil, which brings us up to 703, which is quite nice. And we will be using most of that in a moment. And I was hoping that I'd run into an ogre or 2. Because again, good money, they give good experience as well. And there we go. This is the town of Provoker. Please help us. Oh no. It's not one of these towns, is it? Those blasted pirates, they're running around looting and pillaging like they own the place. Okay, so we've got some pirates to deal with. I'm going to get silence. I think I'm going to get blind now. And now I can't afford any other magic. So we are going to have to get some money again at some point. Yeah, we're going to need to get some more money. So So I think what I am going to do is go back out into the wilderness. And get ourselves some more moolah. Okay, we're back in Provoker. I have got 1,500 gil. I think I was going for about 10-15 minutes. So we're going to go do some buying. We need to go to the black magic shop. I need to at least... we're going to get Blizzard. And I am going to get Temper. And then we're going to go into the weapons shop. I'm going to buy the battle axe. And I'm going to equip that right away. And then we can sell the rapier. And there's one more shop that we need to go to, definitely. I have got 600 gil left. We want to go to the armor shop. Because I want to see what's in here. What can we get? I can upgrade to iron armor, but I don't have the money for that. I am going to buy 3 lots of leather gloves. This is Bicker. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I just don't like the name Bick, so it's Bicker. You've got cannonballs of steel to be taken on the great pirate Bicker. Keelhaul them, boys. Aye aye, Captain, will make their bones go crunch. That is 9 pirates. And we're just going to brute force our way through this. There we go. And that's another 360 gil in our pockets. We are level 9. And I got a second shield. I'd be most sorry, young masters. I'll be making no more fuss, I swear. I want you to take me ship for your troubles. Can you find it in your heart to forgive an old pirate? And just like that, we have a ship. I've had myself a change of heart. I plan to buckle down and be the hardest worker in town. You believe me, don't you? That brings us up to 831 gil as well, plus the leather shield that I can sell. So we're going to go in, we're going to sell up that second shield, gets us another 6. I'm going to buy the iron armor. I'm going to equip it onto Walt. And then we're going to sell that chainmail because no one else can use it. We've got 229 gil left. It's going to be 179 in a second because I'm going to use the in one last time today. Now that we're back out here, we're going to go to the world map. And there's our ship right there. But that's it for today. We will be back with more Final Fantasy soon. I don't know what my release schedule is off the top of my head right now. I'm probably recording this way in advance. So I'll be back at some point. I'll see you again. Okay, bye!